Fortune 500 multi-million-dollar company Dungeons and Dragons television program channel still doesn't exist. What's up, nerds? It's December 1st, which means, amongst other things, I can start annoying you with Christmas carols. It's about 9 o'clock in the morning here at Site B, where it is bright and sunny, because of course it is. And it's Friday, which means it's time to poke fun at Wizards of the Coast. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 Wizards of the Coast stories that are churning up the tabletop role-playing game, 4.5 controversy news. So let's go with the first one and work our way backwards. And that's, of course, following up on Monday. Our good friend D&D Shorts did a quest to find the Dungeons and Dragons channel that has been advertised, that is going to be on Freebie, that was supposed to be live as of November 13th. And as of Monday, he couldn't find it. I saw his video and I followed up and I tried to find it day before yesterday. I couldn't find the Freebie one, but I did find the one at Plex, the one that Wizards of the Coast never mentioned they were going to do. But if you go to Plex, as we saw when we did this last, it doesn't take you directly to the official Wizards of the Coast Hasbro. It takes you to a third party that Wizards of the Coast never mentioned they had any connection with. But then somebody else told me, oh, actually, it is on Plex. You just have to find it in a weird backwards way. So we used the link they sent us to go to Google to link it to where it was on Plex, and it's hidden. It's hidden on Plex. Now, you would think, considering how potentially this important this is and how much money a Fortune 500 company poured into it, that the links would be a little bit more active, and that the pages that are hosting the program, Plex and Freebie and Amazon, would do a little bit more to let you know, oh, by the way. So here is the site, which is hidden on D&D Beyond. If you want to find it, you have to enter the search that I above, so dndbeyond.com/DND, whatever you call the thing, -sign adventures. Because if you just go to D&D Beyond, there's no direct link to this. It's hidden. There's no direct link to this. Now, you would think first page, but no, it's not. Not on there. Don't know why. It's not. All right. So then you go blah, blah, blah. It goes the shows. We got Faster Purple Worm Kill. This was already on YouTube. It is now airing on the official Hasbro D&D channel. We got Encounter Party and we got Heroes Feast. Of these, the only link that works is this one. And that just takes you back to the top of the page. So you got to go down to here. So Freebie, Amazon. This is the big one. This is, it's Amazon. You don't get much bigger than having your DVD, your D&D show on Amazon Prime. This is where the link takes us. I don't know if you can see this. Yeah, you can. I'm never sure what you can and cannot see. No. Prime Video. Here's the main channel. First thing you see is Eddie Murphy for his new show, Candy Cane Lane. Okay. Then we got this thing. I don't know what that is. Evil Dead Rise, free on Prime. Okay. MIB Black. Okay. Acorn. Okay. Lawman Bastard. Football. Walking Dead. TV show. The TV show about tattoos. Where's the D&D? Where's the? You would think it. No. Okay, fine. I can live with that still. Let's go to the Plex. Have you never heard of Plex? That's okay. Not a lot of people have. There's a lot of channels on the YouTube that gives you, and on the you have to have a TV that accesses all these channels. So there's a current TV that accesses all these free play TV shows like whatever, because Plex. I mean, Plex is deep. I mean, it's the public access. It's the UHF. It's like if you have no other choices of channels to watch second-run movies and TV shows, you go to Plex. So if Amazon is number one, Plex is like number 10,000 because there's so many of these channels. So you click the link and it takes us to Dungeons and Dragons Adventures Rivals of Waterdeep, which is not an official Hasbro Wizards of the Coast product. Okay, fine, whatever. We'll go to the full guide. Let's go to the full guide. This is definitely going to show us the D&D. No. Okay, front page. I mean, it's D&D. It's got to be important. You've got to put on the front. No. Okay. How did we find it? There it is. Hero's Feet. It's hidden. It's hidden. And you got to pay to watch it. It's on demand. So I can't even watch it for free. I got to pay. I got to pay to watch it. Same with the other two. They are not on Freevee. They are on Plex. They are hidden on Plex. And they're on demand. So way to drop the ball, Wizards of the Coast, on that one. But don't worry, because the biggest product of 2023, the brand new deck of many things that we have talked about so many times, still delayed. Still delayed. And we've gone over this a couple times. Other people have gone over this a couple times. How hard is it for a company who has spent the past 30 years making cards to mass produce cards? Oh, well, the ink didn't work. The printer didn't work. It wasn't designed for oversized cards. The size was wrong. Nope, sorry, that's a lie, because you've made oversized Magic cards before. So we know the algorithm to make oversized cards exists. Delayed to the end of January, if not further. Most people now think it's either because of the bad press they got because of Mackenzie, or they are waiting to see if they make enough pre-order money to make it worth to actually ship it. And more people are leaning towards the, I don't think it's delayed. I think it exists. I think they're just waiting to see if it's worth it or not. And they'll just keep delaying it until the amount of pre-order money makes it worth actually shipping it. So that's probably what is happening, because I find it hard to believe that their claim that the ink and the printing didn't work when they've been doing this for 30 years. But don't worry. No worry. Because Wizards of the Coast has decided to make up for all the mistakes they've made this year by rewarding us with a present. And what's that present? It's the D&D Beyond 2023 Advent Calendar. So first you have to have a D&D Beyond account, which of course you have to pay for. And then you can go to this 2023 Advent Calendar. It's the first. And we get 20% off our next coffee order. Wow. What a nice free gift. A coupon for coffee. Ooh, owlbear flavor. Who out there is actually going to order D&D coffee? Anyone? That's our prize. That's what we get to look forward to. Wow. Now, remind you again that in order to get any of the digital prizes, you have to be a member of D&D Beyond. So you're basically renting the Advent Calendar to get coupons for other things to buy. Okay, but no. Don't worry. Wizards of the Coast and Hasbro have another present for us to end the year, to show us how much they love us. Dungeons and Dragons stamps for 2024. How many of you think you're getting these in your stockings? I know I am. There's no question that if Santa sees these as the post office, they will be in my stockings this year. I don't know how this deal happened. Isn't it nice that the United States Postal Service is willing to run with the D&D banner and try and make some of that Hasbro money. Hasbro, branding wizard D&D. How much of this money is going to go into the coffers of Dungeons and Dragons Studios? None. How much of this money is going to go into the coffers of Hasbro? Some. Do people still even use stamps? I haven't had to buy stamps in the year. Santa gave me stamps in my calendar, in my stocking last year. I'm still using the same stamps. So going on a year of using the same book of stamps, and there's still 4 pages. So I've still got like 20 stamps left that I've never used from a year ago. So chances are, if you're a D&D fan, if Santa goes to the post office between now and the 24th, you're probably going to get a roll of these or some of these in your stockings. Is this something we really wanted to see? Anybody other than maybe J. Scott Garrity? Probably not. I think probably at this point we're all saying, hey, the hundreds of thousands of dollars you spent to sign this deal with the United States Postal Service to make these stamps, maybe that could have gone to, I don't know, fixing the mistake with the cards from the deck of many things, or I don't know, actually having the D&D shows accessible through Freebie, because you would think that's a thing. But no, we get stamps. Who here is excited about stamps? You know, the 10-year-old in me is screaming, oh God, I want them. The bitter, so disillusioned with Hasbro at this point in time, 57-year-old in me is going, that's money you could have spent on something better than this. And yes, people are going to get them. I mean, sure. Yeah. Okay. Whatever. They're stamps. They're D&D theme stamps. They'll sell. You can say in your Q1 numbers next year, look how much money we made D&D branding, because people still buy stamps. I guess. I don't know. It's really not what I would have spent hundreds of thousands of our money on to make stamps. I just would have spent that money on, I don't know, making sure product actually came out on time, making sure that the people whose job it is to notice mistakes and edit and press secretary actually did their jobs. Speaking of actually doing their jobs, of course, we have Playtest 8 up around us off with the brand new modified barbarian class, the brand new modified druid class, the brand new modified other thing class, and some other stuff. Oh, monk. Yes. Druid, monk, and barbarian. So we are at the tail end. This is after they said they were done. But then they said, no, we're going to do some more. Somebody gave me a little bit of, guff about why I complain about this. Okay. Well, I complained about this because 1, they said they were done. 2, they said, well, at the beginning, it was very clear that Wizards of the Coast survey monkeys wanted very specific answers. Unless, of course, you believe this thing's already in print, which I think a lot of people already do, and the surveys are pointless, which I think most people do. So we spent a year doing these surveys, and during these surveys, they asked a lot of questions, and people voted, and the general, result of every survey is this is what Wizards of the Coast wants, and the fan base said, no, we don't want that. So then they took things back, re-released, and said, how about now? And again, it was very specific. It was very clear. Wizards of the Coast had very specific goals. This is what they wanted people to vote on. And people said, no, I don't. Remember, these people who are voting on the future of Dungeons and Dragons aren't me. Aren't the people in the old school, the OGL, the OSR. These are 5e fans. These are the people who actually invest in 5e, who are telling Wizards of the Coast, no, that's not what we want. Wizards of the Coast goes, I hear you, but how about, and then releases it again. And again, the actual 5e players, the actual people who interact with D&D Beyond, not people like me, This is 5e people saying, no, that's not what we want. And Wizards of the Coast, well, look, we're making a brand new version in 2024. We're investing all this energy in changing things, and the fans are going, don't change things. I mean, make a, 50th anniversary special edition. Sure. Make a 50th anniversary history of D&D product. Sure. Make a 50th anniversary special year-long adventure. Sure. Change the rules. No, they're fine. And we've already got Tasha's, and we've already got 10 years of errata. We don't need another $100 plus book if we're telling you we don't want to change anything. Do it, do a $10 errata or do a free errata. We're already paying to use D&D Beyond. Well, Wizards of the Coast heard them and they said, okay, fine. Forget everything we said for the past year. D&D 2024 is pretty much going to be compatible and we're not really going to change a lot of things. Oh, so we don't need to buy D&D 24, right? Oh, yeah, you definitely need to buy D&D 24 because everything in D&D 24 supersedes everything before D&D 24. So the rules in D&D 24 overrule anything written before 2024. So if the character, the 2024 Paladin is drastically different than the 2014 Paladin. And even if you want to play a 2014 Paladin and the 2024 Paladin, the 2024 Paladin is significantly more powerful, more versatile than the 2014 Paladin. And all the rules favor the 2024 build and make the 2014 character have to upgrade to be compatible, which basically means it's not where if I have to change my character, it's not backwards compatible. I'm basically making a brand new character. Just like 3 and 3.5 were not backwards compatible. I had to make brand new characters to convert them, and those characters were drastically different. My 3.0 characters and my 3.5 characters, even the ones that were the same character that I converted, were drastically different. So that is where things stood. Wizards of the Coast said, okay, that's it, And then they release Unearthed Arcana 8, which completely takes Barbarian, Druid, and Monk into brand new, bizarre territory. Monk's getting a lot of good praise. Barbarian's getting some praise. People are still not really happy with what Druid is. People are still saying, no, that's not what we want. Now, the problem with that is, of course, just 5 seconds ago, Wizards said, no, we're pretty much going to leave things alone because we understand what you want is pretty much errata to what already exists. We don't, no, screw that. Here's a brand new build for the Barbarian. Here's a brand new build for Druids. Here's a brand new Druid books. So that's the first issue. The second issue, of course, is the language. They just handed us this. We need to tell you how to think. This is the language you need to use. These are the words we're not going to use anymore. We're not going to use Druid, Witch, Shaman, because it might upset people who actually practice those religions. We'll still use Cleric and Priest, though. But Druid, Witch, Shamans are gone. The Druid class still exists, but it's not the Druid class anybody wants. We're not going to use words like Barbarian anymore because they might insult people. We're still going to call this class Barbarian, which right now it's, a D12 fighter build all built around being angry. Barbarian never should have been a class. It isn't a class. It's a fighter subclass. You can't slap our hands with the ruler and tell us we can't use these words anymore, then proceed to continue to use these words. You should have stopped with Bastions because everybody pretty much was like, this is the best thing you've done so far, and just said, we're going to ride out the rest of the year with just errating rules. That's it. You've seen the 5e 2024 Player's Handbook. Let's take a look at the 5e 2024 DM's Guide. Okay, what do you think about this rule for mounted combat? Let's do a survey of that. We've only got a couple weeks left in December. Hey, what do you think about these rules for torches? Let's do a survey on that. No more classes because we should be done, because we said we're done, because we said we see you. You're telling us don't change Druid. So we're going to change Druid. Okay, we see you and you're telling us don't change Barbarian. So we're going to change Barbarian. We see you and you're telling us stop making monks based upon Oriental monks because that's racial appropriation and that's racist. And unless you actually are an ancient martial arts practitioner from Asia, you shouldn't be writing a class based upon that stereotype. We hear you that you don't want monks to be that anymore, so we're going to make the monks way more like that. And people are going, wow, this monk is great. It totally emulates everything I've seen in video games and Japanese kung fu films. That's amazing. Didn't you just tell us that's not what you wanted? Didn't you just spend the last 5 years telling us Oriental Adventures was racist? Monks were racist. Oriental classes like monks were racist, and you never ever wanted to see monks again in D&D because they were racially appropriating a fantastic culture that never existed? And Wizards of the Coast said, okay, fine, we're going to make monks more generally thing. We're not going to make them Asia-based. We're not going to copy what we saw in the kung fu films because it's obvious that that's insulting. So we're going to make something that totally copies anime and the kung fu films, and screw you if you think we're racial appropriating a trope of what Chinese martial arts and Japanese anime martial artists look like, even though you just told us that's not what you wanted. But now everybody's going, hey, I know I said you were racist last week, but I really love how powerful this new monk build is. So yeah, I'm going to keep this, even though I think you're still racist, but I'm going to play this class because it's way more powerful and I can use it to break the game. Thanks, because now I can deflect missiles and weapons and spells. But you're still racist for including the class. And I'm not Asian, and I'm not a martial artist, but I'm going to play it because the class is awesome. But you're still racist for including it. Leave well enough alone. Leave well enough alone. Wizards of the Coast, you should just fucking stop and leave well enough alone, because you cannot win this fight that you started. Happy Friday, nerds. I will be back with you later today. Until then, please remember to like, share, subscribe. Bah humbug! We wish you a merry OGGM Christmas. Let nothing you dismay.